Castro. Now there's an interesting place. The gay capital of the world, and the very definition of tolerance, acceptance and open-mindedness. Surely, if there's anywhere on earth that will be open to a new experience, it will be here. Within minutes of arriving, our crew were already making new friends. I was getting a bit worried about them. Now we're actually here in the Castro area, famed for quite a lot of things really. Anyone that's ever read any of the Tales of the City books, pretty much a lot of that was set in this area too. And there's a fair share of very unusual looking, sounding and behaving people. How scared am I? Ladies, do you believe in psychics?
Oh, I sort of do.
Do you?
She does more than I do.
Oh, I love your friends. Do you know? No, okay. You're not sure.
Come on.
Yeah, basically, I'm here in San Francisco, looking to give people readings, psychic readings.
How much do you charge?
Nothing. It's completely free.
What, are you going to read me right now?
Yeah.
How do you read me?
I just look at you, and then for a second I close my eyes and I let things tumble into my head.
Okay, tumble.
Is that all right?
Go for it.
You're cool. Excellent. So what's your name, darling?
Deatland.
Deatland.
Yep.
Okay, darling. So just give me a second to concentrate, and we'll see how we're going to get on, okay? Now, as I'm connecting with you, there is a lady here in the spirit world, so a lady that's already passed over, that has gone with a cancer when she passed to the spirit, you know? But I feel this lady had loved you, and you had loved her very much, though, in life. Do you understand this? Is it true or false?
Yeah, it's true.
Okay. Because very, very gentle sense here of a lady wanting to be here amongst us. I know that she went with cancer. I know that you were really close to her. I know that she had a dreadful passing before she went over. And I know that she was ill for 2.5 years at the end of her life. Now, my lady, as she comes close to me, was a lovely cook in life. You know, she used to make beautiful foods, you know, all the time. And I think lots of women liked cooking, but she was really good at it, you know, exceptional at it. And no disrespect, I don't think you're as good as her. Sorry, because she makes me say it.
I'm not.
But she kind of inspired you to try your best, or you've still got some of her recipes somewhere in your head, you know, that you can whip up quickly. And she's laughing and she's really enjoying this connection with you, and she's saying tell her to get into the kitchen and tell her to get going, you know, try your best to cook, try your best to cook.
He mentioned a woman that had passive cancer within the last few years, and that she had a love of food and was a cook. That pretty much almost got me crying, because that's exactly what happened. She died in 1998, and she had cancer, she had lung cancer, and I worked with her at her vegetarian cafe.
Now, she seems to me as though she feels as though she had a good life, you know, that she had a good, solid life. She had a good life, she was a good person. She did the stuff that she wanted to do. And I just know she's a very lovely, almost kind of like a grandmotherly kind of a sense of feeling to you. And this kind of grandmother's love that I want to offer to you from her today to you directly. But she's proud of you and all that you are going to do.
Her life was always just very fulfilling. She was an extremely joyous person, very loving, very giving to her community. And yeah, she loved me very much. She's a very important person to me.
Now, do you keep like a really small photograph of her? You may have loads in your house, big ones.
I have one
But do you
photograph.
keep like a little photograph of her too? She's talking about the one photograph, one photograph. And it just seems this one photograph means more than gold to you. Do you know? It's like really precious to you. That's what I know.
Well, I don't know that it's terribly small, but I do have one photograph of her that I framed that means something to me. It was a picture that I took of her when she was sick, and it was her standing in front of a mural, a larger mural of her face smiling that a friend of ours had done when she was sick, and she didn't have insurance, so we did a huge fundraiser for her, and that was what that mural was part of it.
Now, this woman had a thing about you being educated. Well, she really inspired you to get education. Do you understand that? It was a big thing for her. Have you done your own work? You know, are you going to be brainy? Have you done your exams? And I sense it, although you've kind of finished some studies, there's definitely more study for you to do, you know? But it's not necessarily study you have to do, it's study you choose to do for like your work and your chosen vocation.
It's also an interesting topic to come up, because I graduated with my master's master's last year, but I've been really toying with whether or not I want to go back to get my PhD. And it's something I've been talking about every night.
Recently about like where
studying for
GREs
and it's been a huge subject of conversation. So, and I've been like, should I go forward and keep studying, or should I be, here just experiencing life? And so, that's been a really big subject.
Now, there's a sense here, like emotionally, there's something like a bit of a tug of war thing going on here with your heartstrings, So sometimes we're with someone and like somebody else, and sometimes we like two people at the same time. Now, do you kind of like two people at the same time, or is there any kind of pulling either way with your heartstrings at the moment? Can you imagine that at all?
Well, I think you're speaking to an old relationship that I had that I've been grieving, and a new relationship that I'm in.
That's just fine for me. Because it's literally about something to do with your heart lies, and I'm definitely torn, So if it's not torn, it's something, as you say, something you're still getting over, something you're beginning again, okay? Now, as I just pick up on that same feeling, I just need to tell you, you need to find closure from that which you're leaving behind. And it seems to me that whoever you were connected with wasn't bad enough to leave, or wasn't bad enough for it to finish, but it was just not good enough to keep hold of,
That's definitely true. I mean, there's been somebody who, although she hasn't been in my life in 2 years, has been a major presence and a problem in my ability to move on in my life. So that's definitely very much a factor. And I, in fact, recently saw her and did some work around that. So it's still very much in my sort of mental, in the mental forefront of my life.
One more thing. That's fine. That's what I know. So what questions do you have for me, darling? What do you need to know?
I don't have any questions. I'm just kind of like, wow.
Okay. Well, it's better than nothing, isn't it? So that's good. Well done. So thank you very much for listening to me. Bless you. Thank you very much, darling.
That was amazing.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
That was really intense. I was like, all right, maybe it's just like something else. And then he said the cook thing, and I was like, oh my God, yeah.
I think that people have an ability to read your energy and to understand events that have happened around you. I think they have to filter it through their own human lens, but that was pretty intense. I mean, he could have been way off, and he wasn't. He nailed a few major things in my life right on the head, so I don't know. I'm still just kind of like in shock over it. I'm definitely in shock.